Morning, Grievous. I'm running late. Well, not, I'll be in town before my work starts, but I've left later than usual. Look at that sky, though. Gorgeous day. Although I just ran back inside. One of the reasons I've left a bit later than usual is I came out to my car and I was like, I didn't check the temperature. I had like a little A-line sleeve, like three-quarter sleeve dress on, but it's quite sort of, hey, Miss Kay, good morning. It's quite floaty and lightweight fabric, and I was like, I don't think it's warm enough for this dress. So I just ran back inside and put a long sleeve top underneath it, and also grabbed a pair of Bonds leggings to chuck on, like the footless tights to chuck on, because it's like, oh, and I googled the weather and it's like 21, which is not cold, but a bit cocky wearing a sundress, like a work, professional dress. But, oh, Tori, this is what happens. I go live and I haven't spoken to anybody. So I'm sort of, apart from Sunny, and we speak in Vietnamese. I haven't quite got my words together. Scout, hello. And look at you, right when I mentioned Sunny. Sunny is upset that I've gone to work, without a doubt. But, oh my God, she's so funny. She makes me laugh every morning. She does something really random, something that she hasn't done before. I had my back to the kitchen bench because I was making coffee, and she's light as a feather. Don't hear her. Like Biscuit, if Biscuit jumped off anything, is this almighty thud. But the little one, I turned around and to get a teaspoon out of the drawer, and she's sitting on the kitchen bench. I'm like, hello, this is new. Anastasia Beaverhausen, good morning to you. So cute seeing all the greens in stream out. I'm just checking. Oh, no, it's not turned off. Bluetooth. Yeah, so last Monday of the year. Aha, for going to work. In fact, next year our office reopens on the 4th of January, which is a Tuesday, because the Monday is public holiday for New Year's Day. But I don't actually go back to work that week till the Wednesday. So the next Monday that I'm working isn't until the 10th of Jan. Which sounds like far away. Yeah, she's sitting on the kitchen bench, just like a bench ornament. I'm looking at her going, what are you doing? And she just makes me laugh. And I'm like, how the hell did you get up here? And then I'm like, well, I mean, obviously you can jump, but did you guys see the photo I posted on my community page of Sunny? She finally posed for a photo without giving me resting bitch face or turning her back on me. I was so excited. It was quite funny though, because it was an act of defiance. Like, I don't watch a lot of TV, but she's actually sitting directly in front of the TV. It's like a good thing I don't watch TV, because that's one of her um, spots, regular spots. Yeah, tell me why I don't like Mondays. I mean, I'm part time, which is lovely. I'm not going to lie. Um, it suits me being part time, but I'm sort of bummed that one of the day work is Monday, because even being part time, you still get, and I'm like, and Mondays are like most business so busy because people think about shit over the weekend. They're like, oh, I better call so-and-so first thing Monday morning. And, you know, we've barely walked through the door and we're being slammed by calls. Bit like Friday afternoon. Why do people always at 10 to 5 on a Friday afternoon think, oh, right about now is a good time for me to call somebody while they're packing up the working week? And we never have a phone call that's under 10 minutes, ever. Guaranteed the person that calls at 10 to 5 is going to be an hour. I got stuck there the other day, actually. Stop doing that, people. If you're disorganised and don't do something and suddenly remember to do it at 10 o'clock on 10 to 5 on a Friday, think to yourself, maybe if I was at work right now and it was 10 to 5, I'm the last thing I'd want to answer the phone to. I'll call them on Monday. But then, I mean, we'll have another one on Monday. But you know what I mean. Hey, AJ. Sunny has gorgeous eyes. Sunny is stunning. Sad news out of Tassie, AJ. I don't know if you heard it yesterday, but unfortunately the number of children that died in the what I'm calling the Hillcrest Primary School horror, another child died yesterday. They turned off his life support. It's pretty grim for the other two children as well. One of them is the nephew of one of my colleagues, one of my co-workers, and he's broken his back and both of his kidneys were really badly damaged when he fell. And he's in a medically induced coma. But the sad thing is if he survives, he's got a very different and difficult life ahead of him. So yes, the Hillcrest Primary tragedy just keeps getting worse and worse. So now 6 children have died. I was going to do a live on it last night on my other channel, on my Smooth Criminal Podcast channel, but I didn't want to. I don't know. It was other stuff was going on. I had a friend that I was concerned about, and I chose to check in on them instead of. Yeah, prayers for the families. It's so sad. I mean, no parent should bury their children, right? Or their child, and especially like planning funerals for little babies. I mean, children are 11 and 12. The babies, in my view, planning their funerals instead of planning Christmas. And one of the victims' mums was on the news the other night saying, you know, that they already had all of these little magpie fledglings around the moment. They're really dangerous. So they can't fly very well and they're on the road and we're not meant to swerve. That's what I just did then. I swerved to avoid hitting a baby magpie. I will read chat when we're in traffic, guys. Yeah, so one of the mums said that they'd already wrapped gentle presents under the tree for her son, who's a boy called Zane Mellor. And she said, oh, this year I chose to spoil him rotten and I'm glad I did. And then she said they opened some of his presents and had them all sort of set up for him. And it's just like, this is just so fucking sad. But I do want to do a live on it, maybe even tonight, because there's a lot more information and it's not all. But there's some good stuff coming out of the story as well. The GoFundMe that was set up in Tassie by a girl that lives in Devonport doesn't have a kid at the school or anything like that, just wanted to do something. And that's the thing, I think we're all speechless and people do want to do something. Anyway, her GoFundMe got to like $1.3 million, one of the banks here, we've got a credit union called My State, and they've actually set up a fund, an ongoing fund as well. And so Zoe, the girl that started this GoFundMe, has decided to roll the funds over into this My State fund, because it'll be better if the bank is, or the credit union is managing it, and GoFundMe do slog fees and all the rest of it, but it's incredible, like 1.3 million. I know the moment. Well, that's one of the things I wanted to show. I will show it still because I haven't seen it. It was stunning, and but it was, I put the GoFundMe link on my Facebook page, and there's always one person, isn't there? This person comes on and is like, well, money's not going to bring them back. Something like, oh, GoFundMe's all well and good, but money's not going to bring any of them back. And I was like, fuck you. I didn't say that. But I'm like, why is there always that one person? It makes it very easy to cull fuckwits off Facebook. And what I wrote was, everyone's been encouraged to share this. People are speechless and they want to do something. And if donating money makes them feel like they're helping, it's a fucking good thing. But not only that, and more importantly, it's providing money to families who've lost their children in the most horrific way. They're planning funerals. I mean, originally, we were all hoping it would raise enough money to cover the cost of their funerals, but now they've got money that's going, of course it's not going to bring their children back, but if it takes out some financial pressure, if it means that down the track, once they've had the funerals and tried to have a Christmas for their remaining children, they can go away as a family and regroup and have some time out, bring it on, It's just, why is there always one person on any social media platform who's got to be a fucking weird, like, fuckwit? Everyone wanted to help, people. I wanted to get in my car and drive up there. I don't know anyone personally. I mean, I've got a colleague whose nephew is still in hospital. But I just wanted to give people hugs, like everyone felt an urge to do something. I mean, I wasn't going to drive up there, but if people want to do something, they want to help. And I just said to her, we're all being asked to share it. Maybe you could do that. Fucking hell. But yeah, so 1.3 over, it'd be well over that now. I mean, she originally wanted to get, like I said, possibly about 50 grand. So this is amazing. Then this Australian Prime Minister, and I don't want this to be politicised. If any Aussies in chat and you've got opinions about ScoMo, this is not political. I think he's a twit, but I'm not dealing with ScoMo bagging on my way. But the Australian federal government has also donated 800,000. Journey to Justice. Hello. I can't read your message. I can't read lowercase when I'm driving, but nice to see you. And anyone else who may have snuck in. I think I've said hi to everyone. Hello, lurkers, if there's any lurkeroonies. You matter too. I've become a lurker in so many channels because God forbid you're seen in a chat. The next thing there's 1,000 videos. That person's in that person's chat. Do you remember the days of YouTube when, I mean, don't get me wrong, I think some subscribers have been contentious on YouTube for a long time. But there was a time that they were a protected class, like you didn't touch subscribers. But now that's their game too. It's not just about creators anymore. If you're in a channel and someone don't like that person, oh, look out. Look out. They're the people that get carried away with that sort of crap are the same people that go on Facebook and say, no amount of money will bring the children back. No. People like that, I sometimes just want to say to them. But I thought, fucking hell, like, what have you done to help? Do you have any desire to help? Is that why you, instead of helping, you're being scathing of others who are helping? Like, anyway, so that's that. I will do a live on it too, though, because there's a lot more information about what happened. And people, when I did the live the other night, we were talking about how the jumping castle was anchored. It sounds like, and this hasn't been officially put out there, but you know, people were there, people talk, and the base of the jumping castle was still anchored to the ground. It's like the top of the castle ripped away. Life in the Redkin, hello. How are you, Groover? Monday morning traffic. It's pretty. We just chat. We chat on our drives. It literally drove everyone from LA to New York City a few weeks ago. It's kind of funny. Um, she sang songs and didn't provide snacks and got the mods to block a shitload of people. It was quite fun, but it's my last Monday morning that I'm driving to work for the next 4 weeks or 3 weeks, something like that. Woo-hoo! Whenever I see your name, Life in the Red Kim, I want to sing a song, and I can't remember the song to sing it right, but I always go, Life in the Red Kim. But it's not, no, I don't do that. It's more like a Simply Red song or something. I've got no idea. I do that for a few people. There's another sub that comes in called You Don't Know Me, and I always bust out Ben Folds. You don't know me at all. It's a stunning day. So, yeah, I think tonight, because it's Christmas week, and I've got a shitload on like most of us do, but I might, on the Smooth Criminal podcast channel, I will do a bit of an update about the Hillcrest Primary School tragedy because, yeah, sadly another child has died. His life support was turned off yesterday. And there's still 2 kids in, well, they're fighting for their lives. And like I was saying earlier, one of them is the nephew of a work colleague. He's in a medically induced coma, but if he does make it through, he's got a very different life ahead of him because he's broken his back and his kidneys are very badly damaged. You're not ready? We're having a very cruisy Christmas, so I've got some food prep and cooking sort of stuff to do on Wednesday and Thursday, but I've got to buy a couple of more little gifts, but nothing over the top. And we're having Christmas, the traditional Christmas turkey and all of that sort of stuff on Christmas Eve at my best friend's house, and it's just a small group that we try to get together every Christmas Eve or every Christmas Day because my brother lives overseas. My sister has her husband's gang of thousands to deal with this year, and we're doing that. But on Christmas morning, we're having brunch with my friend who passed away from breast cancer a few months ago. She was only 36. She's got 2 little kids, and it's their first Christmas without their mum. So we're rallying around Anthony and the kids to give them a yummy, scrummy Christmas brunch. I don't have an update on Declan, but I'm going into work, so I'll see Sarah today and find out. But it's grim because obviously if he dies, it's terribly sad. Um, but if he survives, he's going to have a very, very different life, obviously. I mean, he broke his back and he's got severe kidney issues now as well. It's very sad. They all, and then we'll chat about something cheery after this, but oh, thanks for putting that up, Scout. Yeah, I'm making a Christmas tree on Wednesday with there's stars of different sizes, and you pile them up and make a tree. Um, it could be an absolute disaster, but it's a bit of fun. If it works, I have to take a dessert with me and a salad on for Christmas Eve dinner. But if it works, that's what I might take for the kids for their brunch. But I'm not doing gingerbread. I'm doing vanilla cookies because I looked at the gingerbread recipe and I'm like, fuck that noise. I mean, I'm not confident I'm going to be able to bake these and have them all baked the same because you've got to do them in batches on lots of baking trays. Where's Kenny slid in? Sky Z, hello. Where the fuck have you been? Hello. So yeah, I'll go live on the Smooth Criminal podcast channel tonight and do Hillcrest and honour the 6 children who've now, well, 5 had died, and unfortunately yesterday, a 6th child, the family turned off his life support. They all suffered neurological injuries mainly. So horrible story. But I do want to continue to update it, and I'll definitely, when they come out with the results of the investigation, I'll let everybody know. But I'm hoping that it was just a freak weather incident, because I think nothing's going to make it easier for the families who lost a child, and the 40 plus children who witnessed it are going to have a long road ahead of them as well. But for some reason, I feel that if it was a freak weather incident, it might be easier to come to terms with than if it was negligence. You know, if it's one of those, their lives could have been saved. Because I honestly feel that Gabby Petito's family are going to be forever tormented about that video when she and Brian were pulled over. I personally believe if that had been handled differently, she'd still be alive. You know, if it leads to more training for identifying family violence and domestic violence, and they've got better strategies in place with how to handle that sort of stuff, separating them for one night, no. And also, it's an awful video because he's sort of protected and she's not. And how do you get your head around that? I mean, her life was, you know, she shouldn't have lost her life. It was preventable. So that's what I'm hoping. I do think that the families of the 6 children who've died, if it's a freak weather incident, it's a lot easier to sort of go, okay, this was fucking horrible and we lost our child, but it was a freak weather incident. But if it ends up being negligence and, if the quality of the jumping castle was a bit shabby and that's why it was able to rip off its base, or if the school's liable because they set it up on a really exposed oval on the crest of a hill, I think it'd be much worse. I agree, AJ. There were so many red flags, and I still feel, and I said this right at the start, I had this feeling that there will be a new law brought in the States, or a new protocol at least, about how to recognise and treat domestic violence, or in Australia we now call it family violence, situations, and better protocols in place. I mean, they had people phoning in saying they saw a man slapping a girl. Oh, just letting the ambo past. That's what we do round here. But watch, there'll be someone who doesn't. Well, the ambo's following the speed limit, which is interesting. Oh no, they've slowed down. Ambulances don't have to do the speed limit, but they were. They might have someone on board and they're trying not to give them a rough ride in. We'll be able to chat when I get to the car park, guys, because it's the last week. So many people are already on holidays. So the traffic's been fine. It really doesn't matter that I left a little bit later than usual. But yeah, so I think something will come in the States called Gabby's Law. I've had a vibe about that from the start. I feel that there'll be some sort of change. Same with Summer Worlds. Like, I'm not really following Summer Worlds anymore, because hasn't that just turned into a gigantic shit show? But somebody asked me a couple of months ago on my channel, because I've got a little hinky meter. Whenever there's a crime case, I get like a vibe. And I hope you guys are having a little chat and catching up in chat too, because most of you know I can't read the chat while I'm cruising down the highway in the hot sun. But someone did ask me about Summer Worlds, and look, I haven't watched any of the interviews. Candace and Don, I've seen a prank call, which is what I believe it was, calling him. But I haven't really followed it that closely. But my hinky meter from the start is, I feel that the church has got something to do with it. I always have, and I don't know why. That was my initial thought, is that the church is somehow involved. Can't explain why, don't know the context of it. I just feel it. I feel it in my waters. Hey, isn't YouTube just full of joy and laughter at the moment? What an uplifting social media platform. At least the communities where we all sort of met. I've had to unsubscribe to so many channels again. I've got a new problem actually with YouTube. A new observation. I can never leave YouTube because the sort of the social experiment side of it, I'm hooked. I can't help it, But there's a whole heap of new channels, right, that have suddenly emerged in the last few months. Many of them are ones that have got,
one mission in common, and they were all sort of a united front trying to bring down a channel or expose the channel creators' wrongs. And then they've all started to sort of split, and there's infighting and all the rest of it. But that's not my issue. My issue is when new channels and new creators come to YouTube, I don't know, like me personally, when I came to YouTube, I kind of like when you visit someone's house for the first time, well, I do. I don't know if maybe there are people that just rock up to people's houses and do whatever the fuck they want, and they don't respect how that person lives their life. But for me, like YouTube, it's kind of like coming, you arrive and sort of put your feelers out a bit and observe how people are and what they're talking about. And also, I did my due diligence. Like if they were talking about someone, I'd go frolicking on YouTube and find videos and try and learn a bit more about those people, because I don't ever listen to somebody's opinion about someone and take it as, the truth, even if I think they're an interesting creator. Hey to anyone who's arrived. The numbers have gone up, so I know there's people I haven't personally said hi to, but as you can see right now, I'm manoeuvring through traffic. Not a lot of traffic though. It's school holidays and people are already on holidays, so it's a pretty good run in. Woohoo! But I've noticed that a lot of the newer channels, and this is really problematic for me, and a lot of people, I think, but the way I've handled it is I've just decided I've had to unsubscribe from a heap of channels because they've become very opinionated about YouTube creators who, since I came to YouTube in 2018, have done lots of really shitty things to people, including me. And you've got all these new channels singing their praises, and it's like there's so much information out there on YouTube about the shit that they've done to other people. Just because you've sort of dipped your toes in, popped into their channel and you like what you saw, like, I don't know, I find it really hard to listen to new YouTube creators singing the praises of people that a lot of us know are shitty people who've done shitty shit and lots of shitty shit and are still doing it. Oh, my God. Thank you, Life in the Red, Kim. Thank you, Groover. I don't know if you've seen it or not, but there's a little video of a live I did. Thank you, gorgeous. There's a live that we did a few days ago. My memberships are going towards sponsoring a wombat, a baby girl wombat that we've named Cashew. Everyone voted on a name, and I think because of the whole Traces of Nuts thing, quite a few nutty names got thrown out there, and there was a vote, and they named her Cashew. But yeah, Scozy! Thank you. I get such a buzz out of this because I know that every cent of the memberships are going towards sponsoring Cashew. And also in February, we're going to sponsor a Tasmanian Devil. So every 2 months, I'm doubling the membership, and we're going to, for the next year, for 2022, we're going to sponsor another animal. It might get to the point where we can sponsor one every month, but I don't want to get too overcommitted or crazy just yet. Cashew, yeah, it was so cute. And so, yeah, we've voted that the next one will be, there's 3 options at this Bonarong Wildlife Sanctuary of animals you can sponsor. There are wombats, Tasmanian devils, and little kangaroos and wallabies. Thank you so much, Kim and Sky. that makes me smile because I know that it's going to go towards these little critters. So, yeah, the next one will be a Tassie Devil, and again, we'll all be voting on the names. And someone threw out there already, they're like, pistachio. So I've got a feeling they're going to be all these little Australian native animals with peanut names. But what I'm hoping is that they'll be like cashew, pistachio, peanut, pine nut, macadamia, and Julie. And then out of all of the native critters, we'll keep renewing cashews each year because cashew was the OG wombat. It's very exciting. But in 2023, because it's good economics to swap out the charities that you support, we're going to support 10 Lives, which is where I rescue my elderly feline buddies from. Biscuit, who a lot of the guys on this channel knew and loved very much, who sadly died in February, and I still can't say her name without getting teary. And, of course, we've now got beautiful Sunny. So the following year we'll be donating. I already donate to them in Sunny's name every month, but we'll increase the amount, and they have different fundraisers throughout the year. Like you can donate to upgrade their facilities, you can donate to provide foster kitten packs that go out to foster families who take on these little kittens and help socialise them. Like they do a lot of amazing stuff. So, yeah, thank you for your membership because you're now helping this channel sponsor Australian wildlife that's been orphaned or injured, and they do great work out there. They rehabilitate many of them and are able to return them out into the wild. And then there are other permanent residents there. It's a gorgeous place. So thank you. And you get a little certificate and everything. And because the idea came about when I was getting memberships, I'm like, how can I put these to good use? And I didn't want to do the whole just tell people I'm donating to a charity. I wanted to do like something that had some value and fun for you guys. And sponsoring an animal, I mean, seriously. So the first certificate acknowledged the Traces of Nuts members, but it's the whole community. So the next critter, the certificate will just say the Traces of Nuts community. But yeah, baby cashew is super cute. There's a video of a live, and there's also, I'm pretty sure I put a photo of cashew up on the community page too. She's very cute. We'll have a whole wall of traffic. Is so light today that I got into town in 30 minutes, which is usually, 40 minutes. So yeah, a tiny bit longer. It's usually about 35. I'm not in peak hour, so not a bad run in, Groovers. I'll be able to read chat when I'm in the car park too, as you guys know, but I'm putting on my... I was like, did I bring my makeup back? Yeah, I did. But yeah, thank you, Skyzy and Kim. That's very sweet of you. And I can't see what level you're on, but you'll be some kind of nutbag, so welcome. I was meant to learn how to do the custom emojis last week, the weekend just gone, but it ended up being really social and really busy. It's just that time of year, right? So um, I haven't done them yet, but there will be one of cashew. I can't work out how to size them. I've got to watch a YouTube video on how to make them because I want to do one of cashew, one of biscuit, and one of sunny, and then one of each new critter that we rescue or sponsor. We're not rescuing them. I can't have them all at my house. Although I am hoping in the next year or two to build a little respite sanctuary at my place because I've got 3/4 of an acre. So I can they let you rehabilitate animals at your house if you've got the right setup. So I'm going to go out to Bonnarong and say, what do I need to build to have like a safe little enclosure for, wallabies or whatever, because they really like to, they like people to foster their animals and help rehabilitate them. Oh, it is hard when they go life in the Requiem, and um, yeah, I've only had two um, seniors since I've been in the house that I live in now, and I've got a little enclosure out on the deck so Sunny and Biscuit can go out into, well, Biscuit could, I mean, she can't now, obviously, but they can go out there and there's a little day bed, and both of them were 9 when I rescued them, and Sunny turns 10 on Boxing Day, which is what I'm catching up with my sister. But Christmas Day, after the brunch, I'm heading home, and if it's a nice day, I'm going to grab my board and just go down to the beach, take a new book with me, and there's a new Leanne Moriarty that I want to read. I'm just going to sit on the beach and go for a little boogie board, and there's something very indulgent about doing non-Christmassy things on Christmas Day. And then my sister's coming down to stay on Boxing Day, so we'll have a little birthday party for Sunny. Um, I'd rescue a special needs cat in a heartbeat, but there haven't been any. Although, I mean, Sunny kind of was special needs in that she only ever had one human who obviously doted on her. And her human died around the same time that Biscuit died. So we both had broken hearts. But I watch a lot of the videos on YouTube and Dodo and stuff like that, and, little 3-legged cats and blind cats. And hey, Joey, the beach. Yeah, we don't have a white Christmas in Australia. We have a summery Christmas. Although Tassie did have a white Christmas about a decade ago. Snowed on Christmas Day. But it doesn't snow here long enough to settle on the ground at sea level, or rarely. I'm putting on my makeup, so I'll read chat and talk a little bit and then take my specs off. And I haven't added anything to the shit. I haven't done anything for ages. This is the problem with YouTube. Creators on YouTube are either like it's almost a career, a job, or their hobby. It's a hobby, and I'm in the hobby category. And I've got all these channels and shit I should be putting up on them, and I just don't have the time. But I will go live on Smooth Criminal Podcast tonight. We will chat about Hillcrest and sadly another death. So now 6 children have died following that horrible jumping castle nightmare. Let me just chuck on some foundation and then I'll put my readers back on. So yeah, Australia, our Christmas cards have got like Santa surfing, and you guys do the ugly sweaters. We do ugly rashies. Like there's heaps of businesses that make rashies for the surf. I don't know what you guys call them, but here we call them rashies. They're like a lightweight, not even a wetsuit, but they're lightweight um, tops and shorts and stuff that you can put on when you're surfing or boogie boarding or just being sun smart. But they do ones with really ugly Christmas prints on them. And a lot of us do the traditional Christmas meal with the turkey and the ham and all the veggies and whatever, because a lot of Australians are descendants of English, Scottish, Irish, Welsh criminals. Um, it's quite funny doing that on a really hot day. Or it's also very common in Australia these days to do like a seafood Christmas lunch, do a barbie. We love a barbecue. And not the full on crazy amounts of meat barbecues, what you guys would call a cookout. And there's a lot of walking on the beach afterwards to walk off all the food you've shoved in your face. But when I lived in the States, I loved having a white Christmas. It was fun. It blew me away though. Like our shopping mall had like an all year round Christmas shop. There's a few in Australia now, but there weren't when we were younger. And I couldn't believe that people were buying, Christmas ornaments and decorations and shit, that these shops, there was enough business for them to be open. And in fact, the first time I felt homesick when I was over there, I walked into one of the Christmas shops and the carols and all the songs, it wasn't Christmas time. It made me get all teary and emotional. Oh, I miss home. It was the only time I felt homesick was going into a friggin' Christmas shop in a mall in Kansas City, Missouri, in the middle of the year, and hearing a few little Silent Night chords, and I lost my shit. Collapsed in a heap, bawling my eyes. I was like, "Well, you okay?" I just missed home. So weird. They gave me a bauble as a sympathy gift. They're like, "Get this fucking batshit crazy Australian out of this shop right now. Here, have a bauble, fuck off." I've still got it. It's trash, but I got it. I can't remember which animal I had who took a liking to it and ate most of it, but all right, what are you peeps chatting about? Oh, you're talking about your animals. You haven't had a white Christmas in a few years? Oh my God, where's Kenny? You didn't have to do that, thank you. For the animals. Well, that one goes to Sunny. When I told everyone that we were going to be sponsoring, and she's an animal. There's a beautiful photo of her on my community page now. But when I sort of said let's donate to Bonarong and sponsor these wild critters, Morgan was like, "But what about Sunny?" I said, "She's all right. She gets all the super chats and super stickers." I bought her a really cool Christmas present because I got my first payment from Google. And I haven't shown you guys yet, but I bought her a Christmas present from all of you, Groovers. But yeah, her money goes, any money from that sort of stuff goes into Sunny's little bank account. For treats and toys and shit, but also, I mean, I obviously can afford having an animal, but sometimes you get a vet bill and it's $2,500 and you're like, holy fuck. Biscuit. I think in the 15 months, I rescued her knowing that she had major health issues, but I think in the 15 months I had her, my vet bills were close to 8,000. Worth every cent. That cat was epic. But I don't know if Kim's still in here or not, because Kim probably doesn't know, but Biscuit, I didn't realise when I rescued her, she had a massive social media following because she'd been the office cat of 10 Lives, which is the cat rescue where I rescued my floofs from, or the cat rescue centre. And they've got op shops around the state that, which you guys call, what do you guys call op shops? Like, secondhand shops. And that's one of the ways they raise money for their shelter. And they opened a new op shop and they decided to get this street artist, Jarman, to do a mural. And then he's going to do a mural on each of their buildings. And the first cat they chose to be a mural was Biscuit. So she's forever immortalised on a wall in Hobart. My cat's on a wall. She's amazing. Amazing. I've got videos. There's videos on my channel about Biscuit's mural and stuff as well. And it's only a few blocks from where I am right now. But how cool is that? My cat is a mural. And Jarman's Tasmania's leading street artist and one of Australia's best. So it's all pretty cool. PFIs, hello. Oh, sorry, I missed chatting to you. Thank you for popping in. You have a good day too, mate. Still giggling at you finding Mel and I the other night. That was a classic. It's good to meet another Aussie on YouTube because not all of the Australians on YouTube are good PR for Australia. I ain't gonna lie. It's quite worrying. I think, shit, if everyone's looking at us, think we're all the same, which they do because I think we all sound the same. We're all the same person. I literally said a year or two ago on YouTube, it seems like the rest of the world thinks that there's like one woman from Australia on YouTube with 50 different channels and Vinnie G, and that's it. Oh, yeah, the balls, they were great. Hi, Queen Eyes. Have you noticed that? It's sort of like, well, she sounds exactly like her, and you play them together, they sound nothing like each other. It's really weird. Like the people that think Space Monster and YouTubers Live are the same person. Anyone that has been on YouTube for a while, like a few years, not those newbies, but anyone that remembers being there, Mem, and it's actually the anniversary of her death today, so keep an eye on Mel's channel. She's made up a little tribute video for being there. But if any of you remember being there, YouTubers Live sounds more like being there than Space Monster. But I was accused. There's still people saying I'm YouTubers Live. I even corrected someone in a chat the other day, and she's like, "Oh well, I got it wrong." It's like, do you want to say sorry to me and maybe to her too? Like, fucking hell. Fucking hell. Oh, have you got a hot day in store in Brizzy? What's the temperature going to be? It's only going to be 21 here. Now Meg. Oh yeah, Meg, she put a comment under one of, I don't know much about Meg. She put a comment under one of my videos recently, and I said, oh, let's do a panel of Australians. Let's just all get up on a fucking panel and go, for the record, here we all are. You're Australian with a Northern English accent, groovy. Sorry, definitely not. I couldn't believe it. This chick's like, isn't Traces of Nuts NewsTubers lie? And she was very swiftly corrected. But then she's like, oh, well, I got it wrong. Hello. Hello. Not that I have any issue with anyone on YouTube. People do what they do, and if they're contentious or whatever, well, that was the choice they made. But how about just saying, oh, shit, sorry, TFN. Sorry about that. No. Oh, I got it wrong. Yeah. Will I say sorry? Guess not. Crafton should put up a picture. Kenny looks so cute. I don't know what that's about, but sounds cute. Where's Kenny? Your song will be done by Lindley. Yes, it will. It's in her diary. Oh, do you get mixed up with Meg? Okay, interesting. Well, you and I and Mel, you, me and Mel, everyone thinks we're sisters because we all wear glasses and put our hair up in scrunchy, messy, up, not up things, updos. Yeah, AJ, it's crazy. But I mean, to Australians, we can detect accents between states, but it's nothing like the States, like the US. You literally drive over a border into a new state in America and it's a whole new accent. They're like their own little countries. But here, every state's got little, like I can pick this, you can tell straight away if someone's a Queenslander just from the way a few things are pronounced. South Australia, where I lived, has a very definite accent. But then Wendy V lives in South Australia and she doesn't really have the South Australian accent that I ended up with. Tasmanians have got quite Englishy sort of sounding accents. We all get accused. I'm very jealous of your love for Lindley. Scissor sisters. I would feel like dancing. Spacey. Is Spacey in here? I can't see. Where's Space? Is Spacey in here? Spacey, I think you might have remembered Kim. Huh? I can't see Space. Oh, your dog's name is Kenny. Oh, I knew that. I did actually know that. I did actually know that. He got his Christmas hairdo the other day. Oh, cute. Yeah, well, there's 5 peeps on your island and there's clearly one on this island. Yeah, well, that's sort of that's the downside of having names of that are similar. There's another Mel Mel. Did you guys know that? Mel Mel knows. There's a Mel Mel from Virginia. One of my friends messaged me and said, "Oh, Mel Mel's on fire. She's calling out Molly Golightly's bullshit." And I'm like, "Go Mel Mel, proud of her." I was out. I went to a makers market yesterday and had no idea. But when I got home, I checked it out and I'm like, no, that's not Mel Mel. I kind of think if people are that quick triggered and blocking people just because they have a similar name, then fuck them. They're not worth a pinch of shit, Do a bit of research. Oh, yeah, in the UK, there's thousands of accents. Oh, you got accused of being spacey. Yeah. Sunny is my beautiful cat. Where's Kenny? There's a photo of her on my community page. Uh-oh. I generally don't like us bagging or bitching about creators in my chat, by the way, only because I've only ever had 2 rules. I mean, that's not bitching, you're just saying what happened, but I don't like people bringing up any negative opinions they've got of creators unless we're observing something and it was a creator that inspired that live. But the reason why is this is a really diverse community here. Like we've got people from all different YouTube communities, and I mean all different. And some of them people have got very firm views about, but when they've come in here, they've been fine. But I'm just really mindful that we're not all like a channel that's got a common goal, or we're all focused on one case, or we're all trying to bring down a creator or expose a creator. Like we do a bit of everything on here, but also people have come from so many different communities. And if people have got a negative opinion about a creator, they're entitled to that opinion. But the problem is there are possibly people in this community who love that creator, and I don't want anyone to sort of put comments in my chat that are negative about someone because it's not your channel. Like there's heaps of other channels that are focused on so many creators, but I don't. It makes me sad if someone's being really critical of someone in chat and there's another person who actually really likes them. They stop talking in the chat and they'll message me and say I didn't want to do that because I actually don't mind that person. Do you know what I'm saying? So it's like there are lots and lots and lots of channels. And I'm not berating anyone individually, but I'm just saying I did put in my about section, but I don't think anyone ever reads it. The only rules I've got are no hate speech, but also just be really mindful of that because I did have a couple of subscribers who I think have actually left the channel because they really like certain creators and those creators haven't done anything to them personally. And so just be mindful of that here, guys. This community's for everyone. I don't want people to feel like, I don't want my channel to become a channel where people feel they can't comment because of what's been said in chat about creators. And I've always had that rule, which is to not be negative about creators, subscribers, anyone that I have on my panels or me. I mean, it can be negative. I don't mind criticism, like constructive criticism. Negative feedback doesn't bother me, but just being a cockhead and coming and saying, Tori, you're a fucking cunt, yeah, block them. I can't come up with a funny one-liner for that, so just block them. But I do want to reiterate that because, yeah, I want everyone to feel welcome here and feel like they can chat without being judged or somebody else in the chat fighting with them. Not that that really happens here, but it's starting to see it happen a lot. And there's so many people now that don't want to comment in chats because they get targeted in other channels. And I just don't want my platform to offer, or this community to offer that kind of shit as well. Yes, where's Kenny? I did say that Lindley will definitely have your song up by Christmas Eve. Don't you worry about that. Yeah, well, that's the thing, Joey. I think I'd love everyone to feel like they can come in here and chat. And that's why I've always been very mindful of not. If I really wanted to do a channel ripping other creators to shreds, I would have done it ages ago. And the only reason I would have done it was because I wanted to make a gazillion dollars on YouTube, because that is the recipe for doing that. And the thing is, I can only look at how people behave in my chat. I don't have the time to learn the history of every fucking fucker on YouTube's. And that's why that's why I've unsubscribed to a heap of new channels that were coming out. I really like getting behind new channels and supporting them. But when they're sitting up there singing the praises of a creator that has done something to me personally, or someone I care about, and I know what they're capable of, I just can't support it. It's dangerous. And this is the problem with YouTube. All these new creators come along, they get popular very quickly. They've got big audiences and they're saying, oh, this person's great, I really love them. And they don't have any idea what that creator has done since 2018. They've got no idea. So then a whole heap of new subscribers are going, and it's just, you can't stop it from happening. But I also can't support channels that don't do a bit of due diligence. And it is hurtful to people that have been directly affected by a creator to hear new creators singing someone's praises, and you're like, if you spend 5 minutes, just Google their name, pop it into YouTube, see what comes up, you might stop praising them. But they don't do it. Medicine Man, hello. Oh yes. Well, you all have to leave your birthdays in comments under my videos, because there's no way I'm going to remember them if you say it in chat. This is a good channel. I like it. Intelligent. It's not always intelligent, but thanks, Kip. Non-drama. Exactly. It's refreshing. Yeah. And look, I mean, it's just the way life is. But YouTube's actually like a library. There's information out there. And it's not hard to find out, or at least look at both sides and make an informed decision. And that was an issue I had a few weeks ago, and I actually got blasted for it. And I think I lost a subscriber over it, because they've got issues with people that have done shitty things to them. And I'm aware of that. And I think people are well within their rights. If shitty things are done to them, they can be vocal and speak up about it. But the problem is that same creator loves a couple of creators who've been an absolute nightmare for me. So this is why I just say people that come to my channel, if they behave here, they're welcome here. Because if I stopped watching every friggin' channel on the planet because someone else has got an issue with them, what's left to watch, you know? It was like when the Chris Watts doco came out. Suddenly there were a whole heap of new people commentating on YouTube about that, and they got so much information wrong because everyone else that had been there from the start knows that case inside and out, and that used to irritate me too. There's plenty of space for new people, but I just think if you're going to be very opinionated about creators, you really should do your research. Just because you've seen them being funny or nice or whatever in a chat somewhere, and you've watched one of their lives and you like their style, it doesn't mean they're a good person. And the beauty is on YouTube, we have got a bank of information that we can look at. You can see someone's performances over the last few years. I much prefer Smut Talk Joey, much prefer that than, you know, the creator stuff. Like I said, there's so many channels that have all, you know, you could, I mean, I think Melmel and I hopefully don't have any channels that are slamming us around the clock. Why would they? But, you know, if you've got an opinion about someone, it's pretty easy to find another channel that has a similar view to you, and that's where you go and chat about that shit. And the other thing is, like, the shit that I got caught up in, we kind of all agreed that, because a lot of it got put out there, it was hideous, but there was also a bit of this is all just going into a vault and we're locking it and throwing away the key. And everyone has actually been respectful of that, which is incredible. And there was a time I loved a lot of those people to bits. So, you know, they were a huge part of my life. I put a lot of time into their channels. And at one point we were friends. And I'm one of those people that if I have a friendship fallout, and I rarely do, but if I do, I can still remember when it was great, and I can still remember all the good stuff that happened because of that friendship. And I respect that and I honour that. And I'm not going to go on YouTube and slam someone who, you know, when you break up with someone and the breakup's hideous and you suddenly just become these nasty, abusive pricks to each other. It's like you were in love with each other at one point. And I prefer to honour the time when we were all on the same page and loved each other to bits. And I can still, even though there was YouTube drama, it was a fraction of the relationship I had with those people. I can still remember the positive, fun, you know, I can remember the laughter and focus on that and the support. And And that's another reason why I just don't um, go live and bitch about shit, because at one point in time, those people mattered to me. And they've been respectful enough to also keep things in the vault, you know? Yeah, your smutty talk is funny, Joey. Way more fun than people ripping each other to shreds on the YouTubes. I mean, I'm all for exposing dodgy fuckers on YouTube. I think that's an important service. But all the infighting and just the sheer nastiness side of it, just put the info out there, and you know, it doesn't stop people subscribing to them. So I don't know why people aren't actually filing police reports if they've done all this shit. It kind of, I guess, because then they can't go live anymore and bitch anymore. You know what I mean? We do accept you. You are definitely one of our nutbags. Where's Kenny? You've always got good little one-liners. I've got 2 more minutes and then I need to go and be a responsible lawyer. Although this job is such a rewarding legal job. I mean, there's no money in it at all. It pays so badly, but I don't care. I leave work every day with people having expressed gratitude and thanks, being able to help people out who really need it, give them reassurance, re-empower them in their claims. It's very feel-goody, even though a lot of people are very distressed, some are even suicidal. It's so nice to be that helpful, supportive, friendly voice that re-empowers them and gets them back on track. Oh, look, the real true crime channels on YouTube are not the ones that are all going live for 20 hours straight, fucking slamming each other. There's some really great true crime channels. I love that chapter. Mike's my favourite. But I like the channels that recap cases more than the ones that are there's a case happening, which is funny because for me with Smooth Criminal, I follow cases and see how the outcome of it. But for my personal viewing, I like the ones that retell the story. And Mike is such a great storyteller. Exactly, Kim. I mean, it's a huge paragraph from you, but yeah, I keep thinking, my God, why? And then it's like, well, I know why, because if they do file a police report, it's the end of their never-ending lives. Love Mike and church. I like it when he says deterred, or when he's saying church, you mean like when he says 3 and he says it was the third day of the month. I just love it when he starts, hey you, I'm hooked. Love Mike. Yeah, he's gorgeous and he's funny and his research is spot on. Spot on. I've never heard him tell a story and gone, oh, I don't think that's right. Whereas Bailey, who I had to stop watching because I still can't get my head around how putting on makeup and talking about someone being slashed to pieces go together. But she's tapped into a market and she's incredibly successful. But I put her Chris Watts one on and she got so many things wrong in it. I was like, oh, fuck, man. Yeah, tree and a turd. Scout, thank you for dropping all of those links. They're awesome. So, yeah, we're making a tree on Wednesday. I'm going to make the dough in advance because it's got to be in the fridge for like an hour. Fuck that noise. I'm not doing a 9-hour live to make this Christmas tree. So you'll all be with me for the bacon and the assembling, which is probably going to be the nightmare part anyway. Um, but I better get my little. But we've got COVID in Tassie now too. I'll talk about that later as well. Um, yeah, the mods in here are amazing. This whole community is. I really feel bad that I pull into this car park and you guys just have to look at rubbish bins. Lily's your favourite singer, as is Callum. I'm going to send Callum a Christmas message since we're BFFs now on Small. Thank you. Well, I love you to bits, Scout. But yeah, if you've got critical dates like a birthday or something, please put a message under one of my videos because I do look at all of my comments and respond. Because Lindley wants to sing the blues for everyone. That's all right, Joe. I'm a shit mod where I've got a wrench too. That's part of the fun. But hey, guys, I love you all. Have a beautiful day or night wherever you are. And woohoo! The last working Monday of the year. Bring it on. Bow, chicka, bow, bow. Why did I do porn music? 'Cause I'm a fucking idiot. See you soon, guys.